Go order at 2:05. I don't know exactly what's going on here, Cody.
We got the agenda.
For the agenda, I need a motion.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second,
I second that motion.
uh, roll call on that one. Okay, let's go with Grover,
Aye.
Dewey,
Aye.
Cody,
Aye.
Wes,
Aye.
Nicole.
Aye.
There we go. Discuss emails, texting, social media, council etiquette, procedures, closed meetings with special regards to special meeting on 1/22/26.
We'll start.
Please do, because I have no idea what we're
Yeah,
doing.
that's fine. We called meeting, Julie, Nicole called this meeting. That's, you want to? No, sorry, me. Grover, Brian called this meeting.
So we
You
need,
three
so
guys
you
right
three?
there.
No,
Okay, so then let's clarify that and put that on public record. I called for a special meeting in relation to discussing the power outages that affected the city on Saturday. I thought it was necessary that that be on an agenda item that we could discuss and disseminate information on why the power is out and how we get that information to the public.
That's what you agreed.
That is what I agreed to for a special meeting. That's not on the agenda.
would you like to read your message? My message sent to you?
I certainly can, yeah. You want me to read the messages between the two of us?
You can read the whole thing or you just read the first.
Okay. So again, this is pertinent to Saturday because I received the message on Sunday morning and was awoken by my husband who had received a Facebook message to alert me to respond to a text message. I hope your house didn't get too cold. I kind of feel we need to call a meeting about what is going on yesterday, maybe tomorrow afternoon. So we're referring to what happened Saturday and maybe having the meeting this afternoon. If we can get everything together before then, so we have our meeting done before the next COPEG meeting, which I assume meant COPEG.
Yep.
What?
Our group word.
Yep. What are your thoughts? I responded to Cody by saying, I agree. I'd like to know what went on. And I'd also like to set up a policy of how we inform residents and send updates. When is the next COPEG meeting? Doing it on Monday would be a little bit gray, as the league and Ryan suggested that it is best practice the agenda be posted 24 business hours ahead of time. The code does not necessarily say that, but they said it was best practice. Laura also said we should not be reaching out to Kyle on the weekend since he is hourly, so someone else would have to do the agenda in this case. Let me see if I can read more about the exceptions to that 24-hour rule. Cody said it's going to have to be posted 24 hours in advance. Let me reach out to Laura and see if she is willing if me and her went in to get the agenda wrote up. I feel we do not fall within the exceptions of the 24-hour rule, so it will have to be posted within the law, but I do feel that we could probably get it done. Let me know what your thoughts before I go and reach out to Laura. I responded, sounds good. I think with the nature of the topic, people would understand why it is a bit rushed on our part and that we couldn't obviously post this on Friday. I can do anything after 2 p.m. tomorrow. Please ask her to make sure she shares it on the website and sends to all council members as soon as she is able. Cody responded, oh yeah, I know the law. I will keep you updated, but make sure you send Laura a message specifically, saying that you are requesting a meeting if you feel that is what you want. And I said, done. And then I went and I texted Laura, and my direct response for what that looked like was, good morning. I am in favor of holding a special meeting tomorrow to discuss the electric issue from yesterday. Again, this was on Sunday, so that would have been Saturday.
Okay, so I never said the electric issue. Did I, in my message?
You said what happened yesterday, Saturday.
Yes, I did. I never said the electric issue. Correct?
And that is a problem in that the communication is so vague a lot of times. We
Right,
need
but
to
all
straighten that out.
but all I'm saying is,
I understand. I get
I
it.
didn't
I
say
get
the
it.
electric problem.
We're here
So-
and we're gonna do
I will
this.
give you the fact that our code specifically is very vague on it. It states only the mayor or 3 majority of city council can call for a special meeting. It doesn't necessarily say that, like, just because I asked for that specific item to be on the agenda, that's what that special meeting needs to be about. So I will give you the fact that I called a special meeting, but I would like it to be on record that this is not what I called a special meeting for, and that my concerns are not being addressed in this special meeting.
I will put my name in there, the third council person, because there's things that are wrong, they need to be corrected, and they need to be corrected now.
Right. So as in you're saying,
I would,
you were also involved in, you will be the board
yes,
to say. that-
You were involved yesterday.
yes.
Okay. Okay, we're here, so
Okay, so
let's keep moving.
I'd like to start with what happened at the end of the adjournment, after the adjournments of the meeting on Tuesday. Would anybody like to start out and say what happened?
Grover just walked out
Yeah.
before we were completely done.
I didn't.
No,
No.
we were adjourned.
Okay.
I had not adjourned the meeting yet. I had not, when he got up and started walking out. I had not adjourned the
What was
meeting
that?
yet.
The votes weren't in completely yet. That is true.
It was
I have
not,
video
it
evidence. That's
wasn't
true.
completed, and we can watch the video.
We have to have,
And that's
we
okay.
have to have a roll call on that?
I don't believe we have to have a roll
But you
call
don't
on
know
that.
for sure.
I'm not gonna say 100%
Yeah, so-
because
so
that I have
we-
not read
We should
specifically.
look into that. So
Yes, we should
Grover
look into
left,
that.
Brian left. Right, and
Ryan
Before we were
left,
done.
there was Cole and Wes and I were still sitting there. Christie, Laura and Kyle were sitting there. And Christie brought up about this closed session meeting. And we said we should get that, and she said, well, I tried to get it in, but Grover had already left. Well, Nicole got up and walked over. Cody had already left. He was standing by the front desk talking with the guy's fireman. Nicole went up and talked to him, and I heard Cody say, you can't do that because the meeting is closed.
no,
Because we were out of session.
Okay,
It was
the
adjourned.
meeting was adjourned, excuse me. So.
But what
anyway,
did I
so I was
say?
still sitting there. Well, when I got up when I heard Cody say, you can't do that because the meeting was adjourned, I got up and was leaving. Nicole was walking back with her phone. She was looking at it and she was talking about when she could maybe have the meeting. I was going out the door. I turned back and I said, call me, text me whenever we have decide what time the meeting is. So for me, I consider that my portion of a vote to have the closed session.
So
but you can't.
And but I mean, to me, if we're in trouble, I'm going to say that was my vote, and there were still 3 councilmen or 2 other councilmen there. So what happened after I said that, I have no idea.
right, but the mayor holds the authority to call a special meeting. So she called a special meeting, and we were all discussing date and time, which it can be discussed all together in one place. Yes, it can.
Why can't date and time be discussed?
Date and time of a meeting
We
can
were
be
still-
discussed.
We were still in quorum. Right.
But why cannot date and time be
They
discussed?
can individually.
No,
No,
it
You
can
go,
be in
you go,
quorum.
you go
Okay,
home.
so you sent me an email. I will. You sent an email to the entire group saying date and time of this meeting. So why can't any other
I
meeting?
did not discuss. I didn't ask any questions.
We didn't either.
Yep.
You can
All
discuss
I
the date and time of
did
a meeting.
was
That's in the
I
code.
informed.
That's in the
And that's all we were doing.
No,
was
you didn't.
informing.
You made the decision of you're going to have the meeting.
Right.
You made the decision
he
of the
holds the
day you were
authority
gonna have
to
the
do.
meeting. You made the decision of what time you were going to have the meeting.
And I believe the mayor has that prerogative.
No, not in quorum.
quorum.
The mayor can call for a special meeting at any time.
Not
We-
in quorum.
We can talk about what the
Date
date
and
and the
time.
time of the
Not
meeting,
the meeting was.
as long as you do not discuss issues that are going to be on the agenda. You can't go back and forth
So
to
those-
discuss
those
what,
those issues of the special meeting is not on the agenda. Wasn't the first line of the agenda said special meeting? Wasn't on the new agenda. Your new agenda, you said you can't discuss things that are going to be on the agenda.
whose agenda?
The special meeting
That
agenda.
is not my agenda, so don't reference it
That's
as
not-
mine. I had no part in that.
You
You
just
can say it to me.
said we cannot discuss things that are going to be on
We
the,
can't discuss
on
the item.
agenda, the upcoming agenda or an old agenda. It doesn't matter what agenda. We were discussing things that were going to be on that agenda,
You can discuss the date and time that you're holding a meeting.
not in quorum.
Yes, you can.
Where does it say that in the law?
Well, I don't
have the law
have
pulled up.
Iowa Code Section 372.14. I believe it's 1.
Okay, read it.
I don't have it on
Okay,
me.
well,
I don't have
then-
it open because I don't have my computer with me. I
That's fine.
apologize. But that's the one
You wanna
that
say
says
anything?
call a special, the mayor can call a special meeting when it deems necessary in the interests of the city.
But not with the mayor can call. You can be sitting at home. You can send out a text message and inform the group that we are going to have a special meeting. That is informing. That is not deliberating, and that is not making a decision. Right.
I don't think we made a decision.
You didn't. How did you decide on what day you were going to have the meeting? Right.
I don't
How
know
did
why.
you decide on what time you were going to have the
Okay,
meeting?
let's remember that we need to talk to each other professionally.
Well, then why didn't we start that from the beginning?
We're trying to pass a code of conduct, are we not? It's currently being tabled. We are all
The only
held to an
reason
ethical
Why-
and
why is it
professional
being
conduct.
tabled?
The reason it is being tabled is because I want it to say not only council, but I want it to say mayor, city administrator, and city clerk.
Did you tell Laura to write that?
Yes,
Have you-
I did.
Have you been in to work with Laura to write this?
Yes, I have.
And where
And
is?
did it get done? No, it did
So-
not. I apologize
so
for
You
that.
sat in her office and you worked with her to write up this? Did you watch her table?
She's
No,
also-
I sat in her office and I told her that this is what I wanted on
You
it.
told her this is what.
She's
Yes,
also
I
called
did.
me for recommendation, and I gave her a recommendation, and then
Did you ask for it back before she put it in the packet? Right.
she called me,
Did
what
you
was that,
did you review?
Thursday
did you
night
ask her to
before the
review it
thing?
Before it was added to the.
Yes, I had asked her the
So
meeting
did you-
prior.
Did you see it?
She
Did you
called.
review it?
Can I answer your question without you cut me off?
Okay.
She had called, we had the first meeting where we discussed it. I said that we needed to put a social media clause in. Everyone else agreed. She took it, and that was the understanding that by the next meeting, we were going to discuss that with the addition of the social media clause. She called me Thursday or Friday prior to our next meeting and asked for my recommendation as the hour of the day was dwindling down. End of the day was dwindling down. I needed to sign on for work, and I had 5 minutes to discuss with her. I gave her my personal recommendation of what could happen. She said she would go ahead and that it was a good idea and she would get it all typed up. And then by the time we got the packet, she said that she went ahead and just omitted it and she would just go ahead and table it. So she did have 2 weeks to work on it. She did have 2 weeks to reach out to me. She did not meet that deadline, and we decided to table it the next meeting because that deadline was not made.
So we are not in agreement that this meeting was not called illegally or correct. So I would like to fill out to the state, turning ourselves in. I would like to turn myself in. I don't know if anybody else would like to sign turning themselves in. You know, the packets here, we can kind of work on what happened and turn ourselves in, and we can let the state decide.
I also had a recorded meeting with Mickey Shields at the Iowa League.
Okay, I want to, yeah, that's fine. Keep going. Sorry for cutting you off.
And it is absolutely not best practice, and it is not recommended that we sign anything that we get at the meeting. If it is a confidential document, it needs to be emailed to us still prior to the meeting, labeled as such. And he said it is absolutely terrible practice and a huge red flag for anyone to grab something 10 minutes before they make a decision and sign. So just so we know, going forward, this packet needs to be in the hands of us to review many days prior to the meeting. And even if it is confidential, it still needs to be sent to us prior to that meeting for review before we take any action in the meeting itself.
If you want to talk about confidential things that were being sent out, did you send out the packet? Did you,
Which packet?
for the last special meeting that got canceled?
Yes, I did.
And did you just tell Kyle to send out this packet the way it was?
Yes, I believe I did.
What was in that packet?
The write-up.
Is that public record? A packet, what is
A
it?
packet is public record?
Is a write-up?
Okay, so today's packet is public record, correct?
Yep. But it was delivered. What did the text message say? What did the text message say?
I don't know.
It was,
Off the top
it
of
would
my
be
head.
delivered by hand at the beginning of the meeting.
This. Okay, but I'm not signing anything. I haven't
I never
had
said
it
you had to
yet.
sign anything.
I'm not signing this
I never
either
said you had
until
to.
I talk to council.
I never said you had to.
I know you didn't.
Did I tell you?
Nope,
I
you didn't
asked.
say you had to.
I
Nope.
asked whoever wants to turn us in. We can work together, or you can do your own. I'm going to do this and we'll turn us in. If anybody else wants to turn themselves in, and then we will decide what the state says.
Okay, we'll go by what the state says.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Have you discussed with legal counsel and their opinion about what happened?
I have not. Have you?
I have.
Okay. Who gives you the right to call legal counsel on your own?
The code,
Which code? What code?
our code,
Our
our city code states within the city council, well, in the city attorney portion of our city code, it says that they must be responsible to answer any questions from city mayor or city council. I can look it up specifically if you would like the
I
wording.
think we need to work on a policy on that. First, if you have questions if a meeting or something's illegal or it shouldn't be going on, maybe you should reach out to a fellow council member that's been on and ask them first.
There is not a hierarchy. I do not have to reach
You
out
don't
to
have
anyone
to,
with more
but
experience.
That's why we need
The proper channel is for me to seek the expert and whose opinion would be needed for this
So
this
did you speak
situation.
to the expert when you had a quorum the other day, for the last meeting where 3 of you were there?
My understanding was that she, as the mayor, was calling a special meeting.
But there were still 3 council members there.
I understand.
Does not
That's
matter
not-
what the mayor.
No matter, we can
the
go
3
to many
council
different.
members were there making decisions.
Okay, we're gonna again. Let's watch our tone, the way we're speaking to each other. Have I raised my voice to
You cut me
any?
off all the time.
Do we want to talk about people cutting each other off? Really?
Sure.
At the end of the day, this is my understanding and this is what I can speak to. My understanding is that her as a mayor reserves the right to call a special meeting whenever. We can be all together in one place. That is not illegal.
It's not illegal to be it all together.
We can be in one place. We cannot have a discussion pertinent to city matters all in one place.
Yeah.
We
Correct.
can discuss
Yeah.
time and date of a meeting. We can discuss even what's going to be on the meeting.
City matter.
But it cannot be a two-way discussion about that item that is on the meeting.
Two-way. You came up to me, asked me what time we could have this meeting. Was that two-way?
I asked if you were available at that time.
And do you want an answer?
I did, and what did you do,
I
Cody?
told you that.
No. Let's reenact with the level
Tell me.
of attitude that you gave
I
me as
said-
well.
We cannot be having this meeting. The meeting is adjourned. I think maybe in that tone,
A little worse, but yeah, similar.
maybe a little worse. Because a little worse. Yes, probably because that meeting was illegal and I was trying to get my point across. And it's
3.
and I see it's still not getting across.
I'm gonna have to have,
And as we
I'm gonna have to have council tell me
Yeah,
that.
and as-
Because, and it's not that I don't believe you. I do believe you. Because I think you do know more than I do in this case. But I need to have it by council. I need someone that knows more than any of us do.
you're right.
To tell us.
We need to work together on that.
Yes, we do.
And
Yes, we do.
All I'm saying is us turning ourselves in is not admitting to fault.
No,
It's
Correct.
admitting to investigation.
exactly.
So I am going to turn myself in.
Please do. Turn us all
If
in.
anybody else, that's why I came here first, because I didn't want us to turn ourselves in without you guys knowing that you guys could turn yourselves in too. That was the point. That was the point of the meeting. I could have just went and turned
Of
ourselves in.
today's meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
I could have just turned ourselves in, but I wanted you guys, I wanted to educate us.
And that's an awesome thing. I truly believe that that we all need to be educated better.
I feel that
100%.
feel that we need to turn ourselves in, and if we do get reprimanded, we ask for more education in the form of
Whatever training it takes.
in-person training.
Whatever training it
And I
takes.
also feel like we need to have more in-person training on items.
I agree. And that was one of the things I wanted to bring up today was the training we have had so far sucks. I just putting it bluntly.
So we can end this discussion on the meeting. I want to admit that I want to say that I don't think we were in the right. We need to be investigated. I just want anybody else to be able to admit in public that
I will gladly be investigated, but I don't sign anything I haven't
you
read.
don't have to, the only reason you're signing is that you're signing that you are part of turning ourselves in.
I still want to read it first. Is that okay, Code?
No, that's fine. But all this is the form that you can print off online that you fill out
Okay.
for a turn in.
Perfect.
So basically, all you're doing by signing is that you're the person that's doing the. Basically, you're signing your name to. So that's fine. Go ahead.
No, I would
And
gladly.
I'm not saying we have to do it as a group.
Right.
I'm not saying if you guys you're fine with me doing it, I'm going to do it. You don't want to do it, I'm going to do it. But if you also would like to turn yourself in, go ahead. This is the form to do it. And we'll go from there.
If I did something wrong and this is how I have to fix it, I am
It's your choice.
100%
That is
more than willing to fix
the
it.
point of the meeting is I'm bringing it to you
Okay.
to know that you can. And I just feel that us as a group, that we are maybe better off to turn ourselves in as a group and ask for more education if it comes down to that.
I do agree
and then
with you.
just somebody else from the community turning us in.
Agreed.
So that's was the point of that.
Okay, I agree.
And
But my interpretation of what I read,
we can agree to disagree if that we're at that point right now.
okay, Cody, I agree to
Okay.
disagree because I thought we
I
could
just
talk
want to
about
give
date
anybody
and time.
else the chance to put their name on that they want to let the state know, not admitting fault, just that you want to basically get to the bottom. You want to put your name on that. I want to basically you want to put your name on that. You want this investigated. Correct. Is all you're doing is by signing your name. So
I agree. I
Thank you.
wholeheartedly could have done things different. I'll wholeheartedly admit that I had an agenda and I was going to see it happen. And that's my fault. And I take full responsibility for it.
That was what I wanted you to.
I'll take full responsibility for it. You are right, Cody, because I didn't understand.
And that's where I say that we don't need to reach out to legal counsel right away. We really should have a policy that first you need to talk to another council member. We need to work together. We need to talk. I came and talked to you 2 hours this morning. Yep. We just need to talk about things. You could have reached out to me and said, "Hey, what are your thoughts on that agenda that was sent out?" We don't need to call our lawyer and get a bill for a question that most of the people in the community could tell that agenda was illegal.
Okay, let me just say something really quick. One, there's a lot of assumptions about what is going on. The way that you posted on social media was presumptively directed at me not posting it to the Princess City Perspective page. That was an assumption that riled a lot of feathers. That was, if you want to talk about working together, you very easily could have texted me offline and said, "Hey, are you going to post that to your page?" And I would have said, "Hey, I've been in class and I immediately jumped from one laptop to the other to work and I haven't looked at anything, so I do not get to just do that."
All I said was I did not see it posted on any other.
And where is the only other place on social media that the agenda gets posted? It has never once been posted on the city page. Never once as an agenda.
City's website?
On the city website, but
Yeah.
you said I don't,
Social media.
Is it-
your words were, I haven't seen this posted here where it usually is.
I said,
Okay.
I haven't seen it posted. anywhere.
Again, agree to disagree.
Okay, if I wrote it wrong, all I meant by that is I did not see this posted on any other pages. Facebook page, website page. I'm sorry, if I feel a web of the city's website is,
Okay, so who has access or who posts on the city's Facebook and
we need a policy on that.
webpage? Okay.
Put that on the agenda.
I asked for that to be put on our next agenda anyway.
So I was referring to that I did not see it. I did
Understandably.
refer that I did see it on your page, and I was referring I did not see it on the city's website.
You're also assuming that I just went
I was not,
without any background knowledge or doing my own research or having my own understanding of what I've already done, because I have been doing a lot of training and I do read a lot of these documents in my
okay. So
free
so
time.
do you want
Can I please finish my statement?
I'm sorry for cutting you off. I don't mean to.
I have actually went ahead and participated in the MLA series from the Iowa League of Cities, 3-part series. So I think there is a notification that all of us also need to go ahead and get further education. None of us claim to be experts in this, but you can absolutely, and you should absolutely, reach out to the person who is an expert in that area that you are questioning to validate that your interpretation of what the law says is correct. If I go and I ask you, or I ask you, or I ask you, or even you, hey, how do you interpret this law? That does not stand in court.
You are correct.
The purpose of asking or having a city attorney is to verify your interpretation of the law is correct, which is all I did. I had asked Ryan, am I reading this correctly? And he said, I believe so. Let's call the league together tomorrow morning. I went to his office. Him and I talked to Mickey Shields on the phone for about 20 minutes, and we verified that we were in, everything could be done the way that it happened.
So is the league a lawyer? League of Cities is a lawyer? I'm just asking.
I would venture, they have attorneys.
They are not
But they are
lawyers as the League of Cities.
Correct. But they are also
But when
the
it-
experts in interpreting, especially this chapter of the code, and providing
Thank you
education.
for cutting me off. I was talking.
Okay. I'm going to cut you off for
That's
just
fine.
1 second.
I
I did talk to Ryan also.
yeah.
I know.
Per our city code, so can I.
I talked to Ryan and asked him how bad my agenda really was. He said, it's not. You could go with this agenda. That was his legal opinion, that the agenda that I wrote up for the 22nd could be used. And I have that email
That is fine.
from him. So the only reason I canceled that meeting was because there was so much flack on social media, I guess, that that something was wrong and I didn't know what might be wrong. So I just canceled the meeting because I don't know.
We could go through that agenda step by step if you would like, or I would like to send that agenda to some other legal counsel, then Brian, and get their opinion.
I could do
I
that.
will say that when I met with Ryan later, it might have been after your email with him, that we were talking and dissecting the code with that agenda, and he agreed that because there was no location posted and no call to order, that it would not stand. Exactly what I laid out in my email to you guys is that there were missing elements to that agenda.
There's much more. I would like to send that off so
To
we
Dorothy and
can get
whatever.
a legal answer and we can review it as a group and then we can discuss and maybe we can actually get somebody to come in and talk about agendas.
That'd be
That-
awesome.
that's
That'd be
just-
totally awesome.
That's what,
I would
that is
be-
basically all I want as this meeting.
Sure.
I just want we just need to settle down. We need to work together. We basically just need to start over. We need to quit the nitpicking. There is,
100%
and I am,
picking from everyone.
yes.
Not just you, not just you, not just you, not just me. 100% of us.
And I also would like you to, Mayor Pro Tem is really not, uh, a, 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 in my 2 years of Pro Tem, I said it wrong.
Yes, that's okay.
In my 2 years of being on council, that has only came into call one time. Grover ran a meeting, my 2 years. But I would like for you to choose the mayor pro tem as the person with the most seniority.
I don't think it has to be done that
I
way.
never said,
I know you didn't.
I just made
I
a
know you didn't.
I made a request.
I understand your request.
Okay, but that is not on the agenda, so let's
Yeah,
not
we can't
have
really
that
talk about
discussion
that.
currently.
There's,
about.
it's just discussion.
Yeah.
We're not making a decision. We're not taking action. We're just discussing.
Okay, so we're discussing that you want me to change the mayor pro tem.
No, I'm not saying I want you. I'm asking you if you will. And then you don't need to answer. You can discuss it more. That was my question.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Or that not really wasn't even a question. That was just a comment.
Gotcha. And I had told you March 16th, my appointment was changed, so it won't be March 16th for the mayor to meet it. Yes, Dewey.
Before we quit all the nitpicking, on the city website or the city letterhead here, everybody's name is in full name except for Laura's and Kyle's. Can we get that? Just show respect, and also, I know it's nitpicky, but
We can't make any decisions on it today.
no, I'm just throwing that out there. If that's something we can discuss later on.
Yes, and I agree with you because I noticed in previous minutes, all it says Mrs. Harrison or Mrs. Seiler or Hardman. And I believe it should have names, and everybody's that's here, their name needs to go on it. So if we need to put out a piece of paper
Laura has been right.
that's got everybody's name on it, okay, perfect. That every name needs to be on there.
It was
Not-
actually recommended that we basically start from scratch with our agenda because what we've been getting, the logo is a copy of a copy, which already looks
But
falsified.
we need to do that together.
Yep, and so I was going to request that we go and similar to what we had already brought up last meeting and the fact that we need a shared database for all of us to access. It was recommended that we overhaul all of our templates so that the formatting is better.
Can we get a file share that we don't have to send out an email? Alex, you're here. Can we get a file share that instead of having everything emailed to us, we can get a file share that we can all go to that file share and look at the exact same document?
We had talked about last time.
Yes,
Gonna let you know.
yes.
All I do, but yeah, I'm pretty afraid to go with that. Yes,
Okay.
right.
But we also need to remind that we have council members that,
Yes,
so we also need to remember that.
right. And that was my next point. Dewey and Brian, it's hard to call you Brian.
That's another, we need to have a policy on names. If Dewey wants to be called Dewey instead Dwayne, and if Grover's okay with being called Grover and Brian, we need to have that written down, so anybody.
Maybe we need a policy that says
I-
how to call. And that's a very good
So
point. That's a very valid point.
If the
West, you
paper-
want to be called Westons.
I've been called worse than whatever you call me.
And, and,
It's fine.
and we need to talk about our phone numbers being sent out in a group message I never said that I wanted my phone number to go out to public in a group message, in a text message. I never said I wanted a phone number listed on our website. All I need is one contact.
Second that.
You're,
On the
And
website, yeah,
On the website,
yes.
but I want all of my
and
information
that's
on
your
our
choice.
website.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I know I said I only wanted my email address.
And that's
Because-
awesome. I think
And I,
that's
and I
great.
can give you a reason, because on Friday, I had a phone call from City Hall that a supplier for my work called City Hall, looking for me. I have the voicemail if anyone wants to hear it. Looking for me because they Googled my name, the city's phone number came up, and they called City Hall looking
So
for
you
me.
do want your phone number?
No, I do not.
on it,
All
or
I
you do
wanted,
not?
all I
Okay.
want is my email, and that's
Okay, and that's great.
my email used to be on there, but somehow a phone number got on there, City Hall's phone number, which we at one time decided that for Grover, you look at call Grover,
He
him,
wanted it to go to City Hall.
because he doesn't get email and he didn't really want them calling him, but all we needed is one form of contact, and that is a way to contact him.
You're right.
And the thing with the email, there was a group message that was sent out even before you were even on. You took count or was sworn in. You sent out a text message that came to me and Grover, so that once it came to me and Grover,
I don't have
okay,
Grover's
it
phone
didn't
number.
It didn't come because Brian's name was not on there, but it's still in the same thread as our as
The
our
group
text.
text.
The first group text you sent out. If you want to look, go ahead. Which is maybe kind of, you weren't really on council yet, but it was sent to me, so it's public record.
In all of us in there, which Grover has elected to not be a part of.
Yep, that's one.
And I had verified, got your phone number directly from you and said, are you okay with me sharing it with everyone? When I asked for your phone number
I
specifically,
just don't remember. When was,
that meeting,
okay, it was at the
the
meeting.
December 1st meeting, I believe.
I mean, that's just the reason.
And I said the purpose was we were going to start a group for us to be able to communicate about not being able to come to meetings, all of the stuff we can communicate to. And you gave me your phone number in that
And
position.
that's why we need to have a policy, because that is actually, that text message is public record.
Right.
So, no, it's out there to the public. Maybe not everybody wants their information, or what information they want to the public.
I think
Absolutely.
you better talk to Aaron. Are you,
I need to check. I haven't checked with Cody yet.
Okay.
Okay.
okay,
So
But it was on my to-do list.
I just, and I would like me and Wes sat down one, I think there's other things out there that need to be talked about and what's going on and everything, but
I agree.
we can't meet in quorum, but we can get together one-on-one and discuss, not argue, discuss on what.
Discuss without making a decision. Even at that point,
Well,
you,
we can make a decision, but the decision's only between us. It don't matter. I can make a decision, you can make a decision, and then we can go talk to somebody else, but we still have to come to council and vote on it. We can't. That's where our decisions are made, or at this table.
right, right.
So coming to your original text message, how you called the meeting, I was referring to how the messages between Laura and in the policies that we need to get in place. Say if we're going to make a policy at the meeting, that when we are going to inform, how we're going to inform the customers, when we have to inform the customers, say an estimate of 15 minutes, an estimate of 3 hours.
Are you referring to electrical or about the canceled
Like
meeting?
electrical stuff on Saturday.
Okay.
I was referring to, I heard you were talking to Laura about that in text message that night. So we need updates, we need updates, we need updates. We need policies, we need, we are going to make a policy.
So there is in our employee handbook, there is a policy regarding social media and the city's official page.
And that, yeah, but
And
yeah,
go ahead.
let me finish. The reason I was linking it back to copay is because if we were gonna want to have a policy on updates and stuff like that, they are going to have to know because they're the ones that are going to have to be giving us
Absolutely.
the updates so we can update the community. So is why I said we needed to call a meeting on.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And
Just letting you know why
the
I texted you to call a meeting.
got it. And again, personally, I feel that it's great to even talk about that, considering the way that this agenda item reads is only pertinent to things that happened regarding the special meeting that was called on the 22nd.
Well, it's actually supposed to be just discussing.
To include.
Basically, it was just supposed to be.
It's supposed to be separate. It was likely supposed to be separate items for like social media messaging, stuff like that.
But I thought about that. But if we would have listed emails, text messages, social media in the meeting, we could not have talked. I don't think we could have talked them all together as we've been. You know, we've been jumping around. So I tried to include them all in one line item so that we could talk about emails with the special meeting, or we could go, the text with. This is why I had it all on one line item in it. And it was not supposed to be referring to just the emails, the text, and the social media about that day.
That's what I think. What we can all agree upon is that getting these materials more than 24 hours in advance, we can make those addendums and still post them
together.
Okay.
And going forward, like I said, we just need to start over this and work together on getting our agendas made up. We need to work together on everything.
That's where I have said before, and I'll say it again, everybody needs to make up their own list and put it in writing. I don't care how bad your penmanship is. Things that if you want something on the agenda, if you want to talk about something, let Kyle know. Kyle's the one doing the agenda and the minutes. He is the city clerk. That is his job. He needs to get that information. If you want something on the agenda, you send it to Kyle.
That's something we really need to talk about because we talked about that this morning is letting the new councilmen know the process of doing that, council people.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me, well, what's the process of getting something on the agenda? Who can put something on the agenda? You asked me a ton of questions because
I'm
my
new.
concern is that if it's not on paper, it's hearsay. If it's on paper, then we know that it's your thing that you want to talk about.
Paper, text message, email, or just paper?
And that, again, can be a policy.
I mean,
I'm going to email, or I'm going to text or email Kyle when I want something on there.
Because emails are public record, text messages are public record.
Yep.
I'm saying it's just,
it is.
You say paper, but it's.
Right. I want it written out.
Something that is actually traceable.
And
something that there's always has to be that copy.
Again,
not
my husband
not in a phone call because you can't.
Exactly, because that cannot be traced, so to speak. My husband made me get a separate phone.
In person, unless you're going to write it down and sign it.
And give it to him.
Yeah.
My husband made me get a separate phone.
Even to you or?
Yes. I have a separate phone for city business. And I'm not using my personal phone at all. But should it come down to it that there's a warrant for my cell phone, I'll give them both to you. I do not care. I don't have a problem with that.
And there's actually policies which we learned in our, we.
Two of you.
Well, Grover wasn't there because he wasn't. When we had our education, I learned that there's policies on we talked about that your text messages are open record, that you should actually have a policy on when to delete. You
Mhm.
have to save it for so long,
Do we have any policies?
But-
Do you know,
but-
or
but
figure out
after
what
that
we can
period,
write up?
you should have a policy to say, you can delete that, instead of, if they do want to come look at your phone or go back and look at records, well, they can't dig back
I
5
have
years because
a,
you still have all your text messages.
Mhm.
And that is something the state recommends.
Yeah, some things are 5 years.
What?
Some things are.
Yeah, it's fine, but I don't think text messages are.
I don't think.
You know,
I'm
It's
sure.
just once you get to that date that you just need to, hey, get rid of them because if it's not there, they can't find it. And I'm not saying we need to hide anything, but,
I don't think any one of us wants to hide anything. I certainly don't. I do want to be transparent. I do want to do what's best for the citizens of Pocahontas. I'm not as concerned about hurting your feelings as I am hurting the feelings of everyone out there. I want to do what's right for the citizens.
when we came onto this board, we knew that, we can say, just,
Well, and
it's open, but we can also be sensitive, or, you
Yes,
can shut us
yes,
down.
yes.
We can't sit here and argue, but we can state our thoughts, even if nobody agrees with us.
But I think there is a healthy version of an argument. People need to speak their piece and get it out, and then we can all sleep at night a little bit better.
That's been my main problem.
Are you not
I'm
sleeping?
not sleeping.
I've had my own few restless nights.
So
So-
I'm going to fill this document out and I'm going to sign it. And
If you give me 5 minutes to read it, I'll sign it too.
and
But I just want to read it.
And I don't care.
But I will sign it too,
Okay.
because if that gets us some education,
It's
I am all over that.
that's all.
I am all over that because I don't know near enough as I need to know. And
I've had out 2 hours of training, probably very similar to what you guys had to have for the state. Your 3 hour, 2 hours, no more than 3 hours of
it was very good training.
online,
I did,
but it was online training.
but it was online.
But I think in-person training is much
Is much
better
better.
because you can more focus on a certain item.
100%.
What
100%.
we have questions, we can ask questions, and we need to find out what training is out there, and we can decide what we need help on most at first.
Great. And I want training for this
Yes.
guy. I
And-
want training for that guy
and
that's
they-
still in the office.
And they
I want training for this one
are you having training?
and myself.
Have you been to
Have
training?
you been to any trainings?
We did have, like an open meetings training at the hospital.
Yeah.
I remember that last year.
Are you have any training drives?
Some, yeah.
Yeah, so you're working on it. It's train. It can't be a fast thing, or we're not gonna.
No.
We can't do it all at once because, or we're not gonna get nothing done in City Hall. They still have to juggle training and work and.
And that's where I think Laura has had so much on her plate that she's taken upon herself.
Yeah.
And this one needs to take and do what's on his job description.
But-
Kyle, I'm sorry.
But he also, if he doesn't know it, he needs help, and that comes back.
That comes back to
So
her. Great, but
that's where it starts to getting. She's busy doing that too.
But the best way for him to learn is to do, have you not learned tenfold just doing the minutes, for instance? The minutes have been huge,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned. But doing it yourself, asking questions, reading on things that you need to read, you've got getting it figured out. You did an awesome job on this last one. I'm impressed. But yes, any and all training that we can get, we all need to jump on that. And I came into this basically at the last minute, decided to run because there was no one else going to run. So silly me, I guess I had a brain bleed. Decided to run. I've got a lot of learning to do, and I'm the first one to say it. I'm the first one to admit I have a lot to learn. Okay,
Christie, even though there was no public comment on today's discussion, are you or anybody else in the council interested in hearing thoughts of anybody?
We don't have an open, I don't know if we can do an open, you can come to me yourself, but we don't have anything on the agenda for open comment, so I'm gonna say no.
Two people can think on their own, right?
Yep.
The only thing I'll say, and people can interrupt me, but the training that we gave through the hospital to the city people last year was through our legal counsel that we've used, who's been a part of city government for almost 40 years. They didn't teach you how to read a closed session, write a closed session agenda. What they taught you and what she continues to teach people is how to be ethically and morally correct in how to be a part of a city or hospital board or any kind of county public board and what you do. Is it legal that all 5 of you can reach out to Brian Buskey on your own? It sure is. Does it make sense?
Not necessarily.
How does it make him feel, do you think, when each of you come to him separately asking questions? What kind of a position do you think it puts him in?
And if it's the same question, that's why I feel like we need to reach out to a council member first and say, yeah, I have that same question. Let's reach out to Ryan together instead of.
I think all your questions should go through your mayor, and the mayor can ask the question and come back to you. Now, if it's proven not to work, that'd be like all of our hospital people asking the lawyers on their own. No, we talk about it, and we have one general question we take out to people.
And I agree.
And I agree with going to but we should also have it that 2 or 3 council members in ask it.
There needs to be a check rein, because should the complaint be about you, I'm not going to go to you to consult legal and then you relay that back to me.
If we say 2 council members or 3 council members, or you could go right to the mayor, you could go right to the city administrator, or you could go me,
That's what I was getting with, and I think it's supposed to be on the next agenda as well, as like I don't want to call them oversight committees, but it is best practice as per the league and even some of our own stuff that we have designees on the council for certain departments to come to if they have an issue with who they are supposed to report to. So I read, and I can send those resources out, but I read that it's good practice to have 2 people where your insurance person, if they're not getting an answer they need from the people they're reaching out to, they have a second line of people they can reach out to instead. Where your street department, your water department, same thing, where you're capitalizing on people's areas of expertise. If the water guys come to me, I don't know, right? But if they go to Dewey, that's a different level of intellect there. That's a different level of expertise. So you're capitalizing on people's strengths and being able to put people in, give them channels to voice their concerns.
If they do come to you, you can come to Dewey too.
Correct. Absolutely.
That's why we need to work.
But again, it's more of a thing taking into relation your city employees, where they don't feel like you're just playing telephone with their things. They know their direct person to reach out to.
And I agree. There needs to be go to the city administrator, unless you don't want to go to the city administrator for one reason or another.
But if you terrible like this.
Yes, you are. It's okay. It's all right.
That's I need to work on that.
But I think that there needs to be a second, and I think we do need some committees, however you want to call them, take responsibility for some different things. We've got the budget coming up. I think, to me, budgets are the biggest thing that we've got. And I would like to help with it. How am I going to do that? I don't know. I don't know how city budgets, I haven't been able to read enough yet on doing city budgets to know what to do. I can do a county budget in a heartbeat.
And that's one thing I would like to say. So at our last council meeting, I think you need to quit comparing the city to the county, because we are completely different.
I agree.
We are.
When
it came down to the bills, and I think we need to relook at how the bills are being paid. The county meets every week
They're done twice a month.
but if there's a bill that's going to become past due, can that bill ever come up in a meeting?
Yes.
Okay.
And it doesn't come up in a meeting. It goes to the auditor. The auditor says, let's do a handwritten. That can be done at any time, I believe, through the city also.
Okay, but I'm just saying, the way things are ran, you
I
guys have a
agree.
meeting and we have this, like, we cannot compare. Is that you
Compare apples to
said,
apples,
you
but
said,
not apples to oranges.
you
I agree.
said that's how the county does it.
And I know, I
You're,
caught myself after
you,
that, and I
like me,
shouldn't have said that.
cutting people off. I think you need to quit comparing the county to the city.
But my experience with the county,
But it's your experience.
exactly.
You say my experience. If you want to refer to your experience with the county, you say your experience, not the county.
Very good. I'll take that. I'll take that. I need that.
Just,
To be told to do that way.
just say
You are correct.
My experience with my work. You don't need to be throwing the county into our meetings, because eventually the county's probably going to get
Mad,
too.
I'll have Louis jumping down my
Yeah,
throat,
and
but that's okay. I can handle
well, I just mean,
no,
the county's there's a lot of political,
it. I know. But you are a contractor, and the park thing, the shelter house, that's in your purview, not mine.
You're right, but
The budget's in my purview, not necessarily yours.
but until we sit down as a council and discuss what our thoughts are, I'm not going to waste my time and come up with estimates and ideas of what we can do at that park until we actually know what we want to do at that park. Because I did an estimate one time, and it's, well, that ain't anywhere near what we're doing. So I just wasted all my time there.
Yeah.
Because I have this idea. Well, we need to put bathrooms there. Well, we need to move it down here. Well, that's why we need to work together.
And again, we need to work together, yes, but we need to put, you and Brian on a committee that will go to the park board and say, we're here to help you. What do you guys need to get this done?
But I also feel that before, you need the okay to say, hey, we want you to start looking into something.
Right.
We trust you. You have the knowledge. Come up with some good idea. Come up with a good idea, and then we'll go forward. And then just not. I come up with an idea. No, that's nothing what we want. It's like, that's why I think we need to discuss it as a council.
We are going to, it's not a vote, but I think we're all in agreement that we all need more education, and we all need to pay attention to working together. If you're going to contact one, you're going to contact everybody.
No, I don't agree with that. If we want to talk, like me and him talk
This morning,
this
yeah,
morning,
I get that.
one-on-one,
One-on-one,
I
that's
don't
fine.
need to go.
But if you're sending out
Yes,
a text message or an email, it should go
it should go
to more than just,
Pertinent to things that affect the group
Right.
as a
as
whole.
long as it's just an email going out.
Yes, one-way
No
communication.
discussion.
no discussion. Agree. No discussion.
Like yesterday, email went out. You guys have questions, text back individual. Don't text in the group, because that, even if it isn't right away, that's forum, it gets to it, and then Dewey text back, and then we start having a conversation and a text message
Right.
about city business.
Right.
And then the next thing we know, it happens fast. It happened so fast
The other night.
the other night.
Yes, I agree.
It's you're making decisions, and that group message should only be going out.
Correct.
You know,
That's a good way to put that. It should be just going out.
And that's what, I mean, that very first message kind of lays out of, this is not for purposes of discussion, this is purpose of
and you
notification,
added that, but everybody needs
and everyone needs that understanding,
to
correct?
remember that if you need to reply, that you're, I can see a reply, okay, I can see a reply, I can't make it there until whatever time, but if you're wanting to discuss that you can't make it there the time, go off and do it in a separate message. You know, if you're wanting conversation to figure out that problem, you know, or say we have a special meeting on next Friday, and you send it out to the group, and Grover replies, I won't be there. That's it.
That's it.
But if I reply, I can't make it at that time, what time can we move it to? That needs to go out just to Laura. Because we're starting to talk about changing some stuff, right?
And I do think that we need to get direct recommendation from the area of expertise, because every resource that I consolidate with
And that's
has,
I want to do this.
this isn't pertinent,
I know,
but
but I'm just
I
saying,
guess it is.
I wanted to do that because they are the expertise.
Yep. But relating specifically to what we can talk about altogether and not, because like I said, there's many resources within the state that states, as long as you guys are talking purely administrative tasks, it is not outside of the code. As long as you are talking about date, time, location, and not discussing the actual object at question, it is not a violation. And like I said,
So repeat that again.
as long, it doesn't matter how many people, it was referenced as a group of council officials.
Quorum.
It wasn't referenced as that, but it was a group of,
That's what it is, quorum.
correct.
Okay.
But the resources I have available to me say that a group of council officials can discuss within themselves, amongst themselves, purely administrative tasks such as time, date, location of meetings, and what would be on the agenda, but they cannot discuss the items or the city business within that agenda and go back and forth or try to get knowledge from each other as a group.
I found something and I would like to play it here. It's from the League of Cities. Basically, it's just a open meeting desk reference. Basically, I asked you, but we never got around to it, Laura, to print this off for everybody and get it.
Okay.
Let's just listen to it and then see what.
The Open Meetings Law, Code of Iowa, Chapter 21, applies to meetings of governmental bodies which are defined as a board, council, commission, or other governing body of a political subdivision or tax-supported district. It further applies the law to an advisory board, advisory commission, advisory committee, task force, or other body created by statute or executive order of the state, or created by an executive order of a political subdivision of the state to develop and make recommendations on public policy issues. What is a meeting? The Open Meetings Law defines a meeting as a gathering in person or by electronic means, formal or informal, of a majority of the members of a governmental body where there is deliberation or action upon any scope of the governmental body's policy-making duties. Meetings do not include a gathering of members of a governmental body for purely ministerial or social purposes when there is no discussion of policy or no intent to avoid them. Open Meetings Law. Public notice. Cities must give public notice of its meetings that include the time, date, and place of each meeting, and the tentative agenda. The agenda and agenda items should be detailed, enough to allow the public to determine what is being discussed. If in doubt, give more rather than less information. Email and open meetings. Iowa law requires that the city's business be conducted at a properly noticed meeting. Email communication should be used with caution, and at no time should a majority of a governmental body deliver it outside of an officially noticed meeting by email, in person, or by any other method of communication. 24-hour rule emergency meetings. With very few exceptions, notice must be given at least 24 hours prior to a meeting. Post the notice on a bulletin board or other prominent place easily accessible to the public at the city's principal office. If there is no city hall, the notice should be posted where the meeting will be held. The city also needs to advise any media which have filed a notice request. If a situation requires a meeting with less than 24 hours notice, give as much notice as possible. The city must justify its reason for not giving 24 hours notice in the minutes. Potential loss of life, property, and significant resources are appropriate reasons for holding a meeting on short notice. Amending the agenda. While the council can amend the agenda to delete items or rearrange its order, it is not advisable to amend the agenda to add new items after the agenda has been posted and less than 24 hours remain before the start of the meeting. However, if an item is added to the agenda with less than 24 hours notice, the addition needs to be clearly justified in the minutes, and the reason should meet the requirements for an emergency meeting. Training requirement. A law adopted in the 2025 legislative session set a requirement for all new elected officials and those appointed to governmental bodies at the city government level. Common examples include library boards, planning and zoning commissions, boards of adjustments, and more, to complete a training on open meetings and open windows.
The training, we've already discussed that in all training. But there said there is no deliberation. Right.
But I think, and I was following along because I have essentially the same thing that I was reading.
Public,
Yep. And so I think the key there in the way that it reads is that you can't just stop mid-sentence. There's no deliberation about policy making. Read it specifically.
It said no deliberation.
Scheduling.
We can should we just
We need to get the official answer
let's just
from someone that knows more than us. Correct.
That's where I get it says no. All I want to say is I'm going to go forward with this. Anybody else wants to say it? I don't care or not, but I just want to know get a ruling. So and I don't care if you fill it out and whatever you fill. I just
want to read it.
No, and I'm just saying you can take it home and do it in 3 days. I don't care. I just want to tell the public that I'm doing it.
But again,
I will do it, but I'm not going to sign something I haven't read.
No, that's fine. All I'm just saying is I want to tell
I don't say nothing I haven't read.
That's what
can we verify that, like, again, we were under the assumption the packet we received today is purely confidential. I see that a material in here is considered confidential, but this is completely public notice, so this should be.
They're staple separate.
Yeah, so this should be. We're all in agreement that this is accessible by the public.
This is the only confidential thing that's stapled together. Nothing else in the packet is.
Correct.
Leave this with Laura.
All right,
well,
I get it.
You don't really have to.
We can go and fill it out on our own.
But you already have it in your email because it was sent out. This,
yes.
This was sent out in your email.
Yeah.
Or that wasn't supposed to be sent out. So they went Laura to shred, but truly you have it in your email.
Okay, do we have anything else we're discussing? Cody?
I was just going to say, but that's you, so I guess.
You can run for mayor next.
Yeah.
Anything further? Any reports by anyone? Anything else? Motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Grover? Cody?
We all need to say aye or nay first, and then we can.
You need that in a policy?
No, there was a motion, and we have to vote on that motion before it becomes.
No, I
effective.
just need to know what you can say.
I say aye.
A motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carried. Adjourned. Okay.
We can't.
You're right.
Ow. The meeting is over. Just like it happened.
Yeah, we're gonna have it.
Can I have a question? Electrical problems.
Nobody seen, well, we haven't talked to the guy yet to find out, Probably, I don't know if they changed the transformer, if they had a ground fault, or what it was. I do not.
They are still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah. There's still a section over by the Catholic school, Highway 4, that there's some wires in question. They may be dead. So we're not running on those now, of course. And they're gonna have to trench
I
them.
didn't know, like, they're waiting for a relay or something.
Yeah.
And the old days are ended.